Hi guys, Tegan from Fabulous here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this natural everyday makeup look that I have on. It's very simple, very easy, only takes about 10 minutes to do, using minimal products and minimal brushes, and let's jump straight into it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my priming oil. This is the PIXI by Petra Vitamin C priming oil. So you've got to give this one a shake up and apply it. So you can apply any primer here that you would like. I at the moment am preferring priming oils, or you can just use a normal moisturizer instead of primer. Okay, I'm going to press that over my face. Then next up I am going to take my favourite, my PIXI Beauty Balm foundation. I use the shade number 2, which is nude, and if I've just fake tanned, sometimes I will apply a little bit of the number 3 warm just to add a little bit more depth, but in general I am number 2. So I'm just going to apply a pump and a half on the back of my hand, and using my Velvet Complexion sponge I am going to pick up some of the product and start blending it into my skin. So I start in the areas that I need the most coverage. So for me, this is my jawline area. I take this all the way up and over the eyelid. You can see there it gives pretty good coverage. I would say it's on the medium side of coverage. It's very buildable. Okay, and if you are someone that prefers way less makeup, you could go in with a BB cream. You can even add moisturizer to your beauty balm to thin it out so it becomes more of a BB cream consistency. So after applying foundation, I'm then going to go in, if needed, which I do need a little bit, of a concealer under the eye area. So I'm going to use the LLUMINATION Bioactive Concealer. This one here is in the shade Light. So I am just going to apply again a little bit of that to the back of my hand. I'm just going to dot it on with my finger first. And I'm going to let that sit there just for a little bit, just to dry down slightly so you do get more full coverage. Now if you do have problem areas, this isn't obviously necessary, but this is what I tend to do if I'm having breakouts, which I am at the moment. I will take a stick concealer. I'm just going to take the PIXI by Petra Undercover Concealer. This one here is in the shade number 2 Nude. You can also use your PONI Cosmetics Brow Pop for this, same sort of deal. So it's like a concealer pen. So I'm just going to take it, and I am going to, you can either use your finger to apply, so rub your finger over the surface and press it onto the breakout, or as I'm just solely using these on myself and on blemishes, I just dot it directly onto the blemish. Obviously if you're using these on more than just yourself, do not apply directly to the skin. Even if you've got like red marks or anything like that around the nose area, you can just very easily go in there and draw directly over the area, and then taking your sponge, blend it into the skin. And then I will go in under the eyes to blend out the concealer now that it's had time to sit. So just pressing it into the skin and then working up to the lash line. And we're now just going to go in with a powder. You don't have to use a powder, you can just stick with leaving it dewy. However, as I have more combination oily skin, I always go in and set down the product afterwards. So I'm going to take the PIXI Color Correcting Powder Foundation. It is just a pressed powder. You can use a loose powder, I just prefer the pressed ones. This one here is in the shade number 1 Cream, so the lightest. And I'm just going to take my Fabulous Essentials powder brush, dip into the product, and then I go ahead and set under the eyes first to make sure there's no creasing. Then my problem areas. Next up, I am simply going to take my PONI Cosmetics Unicorn Chocolate Bronzer. I would not normally contour on a regular day-to-day basis. I'm sure most of you out there probably don't either. It is more on the time-consuming side of things, especially if you're just trying to get out of the house for work or just a simple, you know, function or anything like that. So I just take the Unicorn bronzing powder, and you still get definition just by using a bronzer or even a blush. So if you don't like bronzers, you can go in with a blush on the cheeks and skip the bronzing step, but I prefer bronzer over blush. So I'm going to take my angled blush brush and with some of the PONI Cosmetics Unicorn chocolate, and I'm just going to start bronzing around my face. So I'm going to do my cheeks, and then across my forehead, okay, and this one here is quite buildable as well. Just going around the perimeter of the face and jawline, and then I do a bit on the sides of the nose. Because this isn't a really warm, it's not excessively warm bronzer, you can get away with using it in the areas that you would contour. Now, the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on the same brush directly over my eyes, just to give them a little bit of colour. If you are unsure of doing this, if you think your eyelids can't handle the size of the brush, you can go in and do it with a normal eyeshadow brush. I just prefer to do this as I'm just trying to do a wash of colour. So that's all I'm aiming to do, is a simple wash of colour just to tie it all in together and give my eyelids a little bit of definition without looking like I've got a huge amount of makeup on. You are going in with blush if you're someone that likes blush. This is where you would then apply blush. I'm going to be skipping that step today, and I'm going straight in with the highlight. So I'm going in with my Garbo and Kelly Master of Illumination highlight kit. This is my favorite. You can see here I'm on pan on these two. So what I do is I take my Garbo and Kelly defining contour brush. I don't use this for contouring. I use it for highlight. I find it gives a really nice, beautiful wash of color over the face without any stark lines, but you can use it for contour. Obviously you could use it for bronzing, you can use it for setting under eyes with setting powder, you can use it for blush, you can use this brush for a lot of things. One of my favorite brushes. So what I like to do is take the shades Ava and Lana here and mix them together. I do that just by tapping into the pans, okay, and then going in on the top of the cheeks there, very glowy. Okay, so on the top of the cheeks, take it a little bit down, bridge of my nose, and on the tip, Cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, and again, I'm going to put this on the eyes as well using the same brush. So just in the center, just a little dab, just to draw the light to the center of your eyes to make them appear brighter. On to probably the most important part, the eyebrows. So I'm going to take my Garbo and Kelly Brows on Point pencil in brunette. Now this one does have a spoolie on the end, however I am set in my ways and I use my fabulous spoolie brush. Just find it more convenient. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to my brows. You can use obviously a brow pencil, a brow powder, a brow pomade, a brow pen, any brow product you want. We're just going to go in and do a little bit of brow work. And now I'm just going to set them in place with my PONI Cosmetics Zebra Clear Brow Gel. Okay, and now onto the eyes. Obviously you could leave your eyes like this and just go in with mascara and you are done. I do add a little bit extra. So what I am going to do is I am going to take my PIXI by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pen in the shade Black Cocoa. It is just a really nice deep brown eyeliner, and I'm not going directly in with the pencil. I am going in with my angled liner brush, and I'm going to pick up some of the product off the top of the pencil there, and all I'm going to do is apply it, a thin little line to the outer section of my upper eyelid. And what that does is it emphasizes the lashes in that area and makes them appear fuller. So you can see just by looking at my eyes here, the two eyes, this one here looks like I have got a fuller lash section back here and gives the eye a little bit of a lift. whereas this one here looks more rounded and the lashes look thinner. So that's all I'm going to do there. And again, you could just do that and leave it. However, I do like to set it into place, so I make sure that there is no chance of it transferring during the day or coming off. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with my PIXI by Petra Eye Reflections palette, and this one here is in the shade Natural Beauty. This is my favorite everyday eyeshadow palette because it's all your neutral tones. I go in with this one here, which is Deep Taupe, that one there. But what also makes this palette really good is if you are someone that likes brow powder, these shades here all work as a brow powder. So it's one product and you can get eyeshadow use out of it as well as eyebrow use. And the shade here would also work as a highlight. So you could actually get 3 different uses out of this palette. So what I then do is I take my, again, Garbo and Cully brush. This is the double-ended eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in with the smaller end. I really like this brush. Again, it comes with the Garbo and Cully eyeshadow palette, or you can buy it individually. But what I really like about this brush is how small this end here is. It is quite a good size for just working along that lash line. So I'm going to go in with the shade Deep Taupe that I said, with the smaller end of the brush, and I am just going to press that over that little bit of eyeliner that we put on. And that just smokes it out a little bit and it sets it in place for the day. And then I'm just going to take the bigger end of the brush and I'm going to go in with this lightest matte shade here in the middle, which is Rose Clay. And I am just going to take a tiny bit just underneath the bottom lashes, and that is just to add a tiny bit of definition. Last up for the eyes, we have mascara. I'm going to take my PONI Cosmetics White Night Mascara. This one here is a tubing formula and it's got the 2 different wands. So it's got the top step for length, second step for volume. It's got volume as step 1 and length as step 2. However, I do it in the reverse. I do length first, then I follow on with volume just on the, just wiggling it into the base. So I like to curl my lashes first with an eyelash curler. And then I'm going to take the top section. Okay, and wiggle. And then I'm going to take the other end, which is the, sorry, not the other end, the other section, which is the volume. Going to wipe off some of the excess. This one pulls out a lot more product than the first wand. And all I'm going to do is just do a tiny bit. At the base of my top lashes. And then we are nearly done. So then we are just going to do lips. Now you could, again, I'm going to use my PONI Cosmetics Lip Magic. Love this product. It is a pH balanced lip balm. So the pink color that comes out matches your pH or suits your pH. So it changes per person. It's a different color on me than what it would be on someone else. So you could just go directly in with this over the lips and you're done. I do like to apply a lip liner first just to add a little bit more definition to around my lip area. So I'm going to go in with my Lip Heroes pencil in the shade Nude For You. This one here is a very close match to my natural skin, my natural lip color. So I don't want it to be obvious, and because these are waterproof, they do stay put for a very long time. Okay, and that just gives my lips a little bit more definition around the outside, but as I said before, you could just go in directly with the PONI Cosmetics Lip Magic Balm. Okay, such a pretty color. Okay, and then to finish it all off, I am going to put on a setting spray. Now you can use a setting spray like the Makeup Fixing Mist, which is specifically designed for setting makeup, or you can go ahead and use a hydrating facial spray. So like the ESMI Skin Snack, which is my current go-to, or the LMAV Rose Mist. PIXI's also got their Glow Mist or their Rose Glow Mist or their Vitamin C Mist that also works over the top of makeup. So you just pick which one you prefer. And all that does is any powder products that you've used is going to take that powdery look off and just give you a nice dewy, fresh finish. So the ESMI one, they all need, just give it a little shake and then just a light spritz over the face and you let that set into place. And then you're done and ready to go for the day. So that in total takes usually about probably 10 minutes, if that. So it's very easy, very simple. So that there, guys, is my everyday makeup tutorial. I hope it's been helpful and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.